Before we get started, I just want to alert everyone to an important video that you've just recorded that will not be available to the public. Here, you discuss the upcoming geopolitical shockwave of what you call the most significant development in international finance since 1971. But then you explain how anyone can position themselves to profit from this crisis. Our viewers can access that video at londonreal.tv/Jim, and I highly recommend that everyone go watch that immediately after our conversation.
The U.S. wanted this war because they were, and they are, delusional. They're like, yeah, bring it on because Russia will be depleted. They'll get killed. They'll use up their armaments. They'll deplete their arsenals, their inventories. They'll spend a lot of money. We'll throw sanctions on them like crazy. They'll go broke. The Russians, there'll be unrest in Russia. We'll get rid of Moscow, we'll get rid of Putin, and we'll go all the way to Moscow and put Russia back where they were in the 90s with Boris Yeltsin and a bottle of vodka before breakfast. None of that has played out. Everything I just said, that was the goal, and they say so. Again, I'm not breaking into safes in Washington. They say these things, but every one of them has turned out to be the opposite. Here's what's actually happening. Number one, World Bank, not exactly a Russian puppet, they're pretty much controlled by the U.S., projects Russian growth this year at 0.7%, but it's been revised upward. Now go back to early 2022. What were they saying? Russian economy is going to collapse. It's the end of the ruble. Biden is like, we're going to bury the ruble. No, the ruble did dip from 70 to 140 for about a minute, and then it got back to 70, and then it got too strong. It was 50 to 1, whereas at the beginning of the war it was 70 to 1. Elvira Nabiullina, who's the head of the Central Bank of Russia, for my money, the only central banker who actually understands her job, actually had to cut interest rates, not raise them, but cut them, because she was worried the ruble was getting too strong. And today it's around 70, which is what it was where the war began. So the ruble is unchanged in a year and a half. So the ruble is doing fine. The Russian economy is growing, will probably outperform the U.S. economy this year. We'll see how it plays out, but I expect a recession in the U.S., no recession in Russia. Their foreign exchange reserves are up because they're selling more oil than ever at higher prices. And inflation is totally under control. So the Russian economy is, if not thriving, it's doing pretty well, and it's doing. Germany's in recession, Japan's in recession, the EU just went into a technical recession. The US is headed that way, may already be, and the Russian economy is growing without inflation. So much for burying Russia's economy. But beyond that, Putin put the whole economy on a war footing. I mean, I studied World War II. Victor Davis Hanson has a great book called The Second World Wars, plural. But he has like 2 pages on Stalingrad and a page and a half on D-Day. The whole book, because there are thousands of books written on all those subjects, his book is about industrial production behind the war effort and how Henry Ford turned assembly lines from Fords to B-29s almost overnight, and how the Wehrmacht, they were the most lethal force in World War II. They would kill 2 or 3 Russians to 1 German on the Eastern Front, except Stalin, he killed 3 million, and Stalin would send 3 million more and 5 million more. And finally, at a certain point, the German general said, wait a second, we're in over our heads here. We can't, we can keep killing them, but they keep coming. But between Lend-Lease and being on a war footing, they just outproduced Germany. 15,000 bombers a month versus 3 or 4 that Albert Speer could produce. Well, the same thing's going on today. Putin put his economy on a war footing. We did not. And so we're the ones seeing the arsenals depleted. The British are sending the Shadow, I forget the exact name, Shadow missile. The U.S. is sending Patriot missile batteries. Guess what? The Patriots don't work against the Russian Iskal hypersonic missile. They can shoot down cruise missiles. That's what they were designed for. But the Russians aren't shooting cruise missiles. They're shooting hypersonic missiles, and they're blowing up the Patriots. So the other day, Zelensky said, we need more Patriots. Yeah, that's because we sent you 3 large batteries, or $1 billion a piece, and one of them's destroyed, and the other 2 are on the way to being destroyed.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, do you want to profit from crypto? Then join my DeFi Academy. The Crypto DeFi Academy will help you create generational wealth. But don't take my word for it. Listen to my students.
When I first got into crypto, I remember thinking to myself, I need to learn more. Brian Rose, learning crypto, learning DeFi, gotta do it.
I am so grateful that I jumped in and did this. I had to break through some limiting beliefs that I can do this, that I can afford this, that I can be in this.
It challenges the things that are deeply rooted within us.
Joining DeFi Academy has been one of the best decisions I have made on my blockchain journey.
This course was a life changer, a game changer, a huge eye-opener, coming from knowing practically nothing at the speed of the learning over 4 weeks was just fantastic.
The information you provided in this class was invaluable.
I feel far more confident in my next steps.
You took complex concepts and made them easier to understand.
What's different than so many other ones is it just doesn't tell you what to do. It actually makes you do it.
This is for people who are serious about becoming traders. This is the way it should be done.
I realized from this learning experience again that it is not about what you learn, but about who you learn it from.
The energy was insane. I've never experienced such incredible energy on a live call. Brian Rose, you are a legend, my friend.
It's the only thing in the market where you can get all information and learn everything what you need to know.
Everything is so clear and so well done, and I am just forever grateful for this program.
It made me feel so much more confident about crypto than I did before.
I did not anticipate how passionate I was going to become about it.
This course has been like a big learning experience for me, not just in the crypto space, but just an overall balance of life.
What I've learned is, how to take ownership, of my life in a way that I really hadn't before.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that, really.
I would recommend it to anybody, top notch.
Excellence does not come cheap. So if you want excellence, you got to pay for it, but it's so worth it.
Pull the trigger. That's what this course is about.
You're not going to regret it, really. It's amazing.
Thank you, Brian and team.
So what are you waiting for? Crypto is happening now. Click the link below, submit your application, and let me mentor you on how to create generational wealth and build the decentralized financial infrastructure of the future.